Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the fifth Walpurgisnacht, and there is so much stuff to talk about. The kits of the characters are so cool, and I'm certainly going to be seeing another two-pager for these characters. Alright. Right. Let's just get into the stuff. Let's start off with Heathcliff. So Heathcliff is going to be our railgun girl, which is going to be Tamaki. Tamaki's kit last time was basically you would just use some really high-powered skill here to inflict 2 fragile next turn and have a stupid high roll. Then if you just want to one-sided attack people, you would just spam the shit out of these because they do very good damage. And in Ruina, the bullets always take priority before the melee can even hit them, so they can just shoot you one-sidedly. Most of the time, at least. Their clashing power is also pretty good for when you get them. I think I used them to beat Gebura the first time I tried. But yeah, these characters here gonna be gun-focused archetypes. So Heathcliff, you can see he shoots 3 with the first skill, shoots 1 big skill with the second one, and then for the last one, goes into this position here and shoots a very big bullet. But there's an enhanced version for that skill tree where you shoot a white bullet, the bullet comes out, it launches the second part of the bullet, boom, higher speed. In addition, when you evade with her, you actually trigger a follow-up attack from Honglu. Honglu's supposed to be Li Wei, which I believe is their leader, and he uses a handgun and a machete for his main kit. And here we see that Heathcliff is actually going to retreat from combat, and if you listen carefully, you can actually hear that he has no bullets, right? That was the sound, so that means he has no bullets. He's going to retreat, and after that he will come back later and he will get some bullets back. I'm guessing this is going to be a once per encounter, but that is quite nice. It's a good balancing act. Can't make the gun characters too OP, so I'm guessing Heathcliff is going to have some really high powered attacks, but then after that he needs to retreat to get bullets. By the way, if you look in the background, you actually can see Stefan here, who is Sinclair. Yeah. Too bad Sinclair is not going to get his ID, but hey, look, he's in the background. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 with the pistol. 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe? And then for the skill tree, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm guessing. Right, and then this is the ammo-less version. He's not using the gun at all. You get totally different animations, but it looks like a respectable number of hits, I'm not going to lie. I think what happens is that when he runs out of bullets, he actually trades off some of the coins, so he does less attacks, but only by like 1. He'll just compensate by using the machete a bit more, which I think is quite cool. Makes him very flexible, right? In addition, after you win a clash here and you do the attack, what happens is that you reload your gun, which is interesting. I'm not sure what's the conditions for that one here. And if you attack, you also trigger a follow-up attack from your Heathcliff support, which is really cool. And for the follow-up here, Heathcliff has retreated, Honglu is going to attack while Heathcliff is retreated, and Heathcliff is going to provide some covering fire here. Very cool stuff, right? Lots of good shit. And when Honglu does that, he also triggers the special follow-up attack from Heathcliff. I'm guessing is what's happening here. Heathcliff is providing some background covering fire. That's a really cool concept. Very cool. They're playing around with the new mechanic very well, I think, with this kind of stuff. This is a really good thing. Right, and then for the announcer, we have Zach, and we also have the Full Stop Office announcer. So I'm not too interested, once again, still waiting for the Ryoshu announcer or Gebura announcer. That's gonna be very long at least, but yeah, I'll only be going for like Bina and Gebura, I think. And then here we have the Outis E.G.O 7 bullet, right? She's gonna shoot a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot of coins that she looks to be rolling, and some more is AoE. So okay, there's 2 things that I'm thinking of here, right? Is that if you look carefully, it hits all of them right at the start. So let's start from the beginning here. Shoots 1 target here with the first use, and then after that the second use hits 5 targets. But it only hits those 2 and those 2. It doesn't really hit the middle one. So I'm not really certain what the hell is going on here. Is the targeting special? The third use, maybe it only shoots 3 targets, and the second use hits 4 targets except the main target. I really don't know. It looks like there's different targeting logics for each of the E.G.O procs. And I doubt that this ego actually shoots 7 times in a row because that would be ridiculous, right? I mean, it might be every subsequent use of the ego, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's based on your stored ammunition, and you get additional shots. Like I feel like it's if you just use this ego and you actually shoot 7 times, multiple AOE, that's actually going to make Outis like so damn strong. Like, look at how many times you're shooting and how many targets you're hitting at the same time. That would be really, really damn strong if it was all at once. And then for the final one, just nice, they give us a new POV, the bullets flying at you, and boom. It's just peak, honestly. It's just so damn good. So damn good. And they play this animation several times, and then for the last part, you actually shoot yourself. So I'm guessing there's some conditions here to try and hit to make it so that you don't hit yourself. But maybe there's like a percentage chance that you will shoot yourself if you don't have a certain number of bullets, or you are near the 7th bullet, or some sort of mechanic to kind of balance all this out. I'm guessing that all this animation stuff here is really just depending on the number of users or based on number of bullets owned in Outis's ID, the shoot Outis, right? So that's what I'm guessing right now. And the art for this also, though, oh my goodness, dude, it is so good. Oh, this is so good. And then the corrosion form, it looks to have the same rules here as well. It is maybe shooting different conditions again, but it's basically the same animations as we saw before. If they shot all 7 at the same time, it will just be ridiculous. There's no way that they do it, right? There's no way that they do it. And then the corroded form is the exact same as the regular form. You see the shoot form just shoot at you, right? And it also has the ring over here later on. You shoot the target, but then there's also the backfire chance again. So when you shoot the bullet, you can actually shoot yourself, right? So those are all the different little things I saw from the egos. Pretty much this ego looks awesome. Animation is awesome again, but I really wonder how they balanced it. Because using this multiple times is gonna have to be pretty cheap if I want to farm that shit. Maybe it's based on the number of bullets that MB Outis actually has, then it will be a bit more fair, I think. And then maybe it has a passive that helps her to build +1 bullet per turn, or some little mechanic to just help her like build up the bullets faster. Because one of her weaknesses is that the bullet build-up is too damn slow, right? So having this thing here be just a generator for the bullets would be very, very logical. And then having the attack be scaling with the number of bullets you have would also make a lot of sense here. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like, oh, I don't have skill 3, but then you can use the ego and then you shoot the 7 bullet also. Okay, that kind of works, right? Then you can use the skill 3, and then if you don't have skill 3, you just use the ego instead, and you will basically do the same thing. Or sometimes you sacrifice the skill 3 to just build up bullets, and then you use the ego to pop the thing. And it helps to make her more flexible so that she doesn't have to wait for the skill 3 every single time to try and like do some AoE or actually do like good stuff, right? So yeah, looks really, really spicy. I can't wait to go and read what the hell this thing does. And then here we have the new event, basically. So I went to double check what these were. These are the gear golems from the Church of the Gear storyline with Eileen here, right? These gear worshippers, basically they were once human, they were turned into gear so that they could become part of a bigger purpose, basically, to give them more purpose by becoming a cog in the great gear, and Eileen is like their boss, etc, etc. The fun thing about this, right, is that if you look here properly, right, you saw something familiar, which is he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna smoke the ground, right? Oh my goodness. I went to double check, and yep, gear worshippers are associated with smoke. So we could see Smoke straight up come back to Limbus company. Oh my goodness. Smoke is ridiculously broken back in Ruina, because if you read this, for each stack you have, the enemy takes 5% more damage. Right? So this shit is ridiculous. And at 9 smoke, all of your dice gains +1. So +1 coin power. Imagine something like that. Right? So this thing here gives you coin power and increases damage taken by the enemy. And then you can also give it to yourself. because you're gaining it, right? And then if you put 1 page, you actually convert it so that you gain additional damage, and you also apply to the enemy so that they take additional damage. So you got multiply for yourself, and you got multiply for the enemy, and you also got coin power increase. Like, this shit is like was crazy busted. You could take anything, slap some smoke on it, and then call it a day because they will just be that broken. So I don't know. Like, we're not getting any clockwork worshipper IDs, so that means we are unlikely to get smoke now, but maybe in the future. But the enemies, they probably have smoke because these are the straight up cards that you get in Ruina to give you smoke, which I think is really, really very cool. Right, so we get to see some smoke, we get some cool follow-up attacks, we get some support for MB Otis, and she really, really needs that support to become a more viable ID, because nowadays I don't even run her because it takes so damn long to charge up her bullets that it might as well use a glimpse of flame, just run it down with the burn team, right? I mean, outside of Mirror Dungeon, you just use her because it doesn't matter, you just build up slowly, but in Mirror Dungeon, you might as well glimpse of flame, and her animations are very, very long. This Ego is not really going to help the animations though. So to be honest, in Mirror Dungeon, she might still be dropped just because the Ego itself is also a super long animation. But outside, it might be a very, very good support for her. Yeah, this is so good. Like, this POV change, Otis shooting you. Oh my goodness, this shit is so peak. Ah, man. I'm definitely pulling for sure. Unfortunately, that will dip into the Arc Knight's funds. Hopefully, it doesn't take too much. And I also wish E.G.O a good time when pulling this banner. Hopefully, it doesn't bomb too much to get everything here. For now, I think we'll just have to wait and see the coin power and stuff. I'm guessing the bullet characters will have something like Rabbit Heathcliff coin power. They have like stupid strong coin power, and then after that, Tamaki will have to fall back, which is Heathcliff. And then Liwei gets to stay there. And Liwei, because he doesn't get super affected by losing all of his bullets, and he can also have a reload mechanic, he can just do attacks. And then Heathcliff in the background will get to do follow-up attacks on the Honglu attacks, right? So I think that that is a pretty decent way to actually balance out everything here. It's really, really quite nice. Okay, Heathcliff, use all your bullets, go into the background, no worries, Honglu will stay, and then Honglu will get to go and do all of that crazy shit and trigger your attacks. So it's basically a +1 attack for Honglu, if you think about it, right? Because, oh, Honglu ran out of ammo, but it's fine because he gets a +1 attack from the back. So it could just be as good as +1 additional coin for each of Honglu's attacks. That's like super, super good. I love it. Great design. I like, animations are great. The whole theme of everything looks cool, and we're getting smoke back. Like, oh my goodness, it's so, so good. Wait, we might actually get smoke in the Mirror Dungeon because it's going into the Mirror Dungeon. So we could get some smoke E.G.O gifts. Okay, we are actually so back. It's time to stack 9 smoke +1 coin power and deal 45% extra damage to my enemies. Oh, I miss you, smoke. I miss smoke. Alright, anyway, I think that's going to be it for my review of this 5th Walpurgisnacht. Let me know if I missed anything, and thanks guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.